Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Bayli channel. So we have a new product launch. Yes guys, we have been working on this for 1 year and finally it's ready. We are launching Ohana Bay. We never set out to launch something like that. So Bayli was once again the inspiration behind Ohana Bay. We've worked really hard in trying to formulate this. So there are a few things we're going to cover in today's video. The first one would be the inspiration behind Ohana Bay, how it started and all the formulations and things like that. The second one is, I'm just going to give you a little backstory into all the other deodorants and antiperspirants that you are using, that you might be using right now, and all the ingredients that are inside that is possibly very bad for you. And thirdly, we're going to discuss our ingredients in Ohana Bay, why we chose them and why it works. If this is something that is going to interest you, or if you have children at home who are approaching puberty like mine, so it's not just for kids, it's for men and women. It's the only deodorant your family will need. That's why we named it Ohana, because Ohana in Hawaii means family. And also in this video, you will find out how to use Ohana Bay, because there is a bit of a science involved in using a natural deodorant like ours. So if you also want to find out, you know, how to ease yourself into a natural deodorant, then please watch this video because it is very insightful. So like a lot of our line here at Bayli, everything is very like passion based. It's like a passion project, and then it just kind of turns into a new product that we want to launch and share with everybody. So that's the same thing with Ohana Bay, and I'm gonna explain to you how it all started. So about a year ago-ish, or maybe more, Bayli started stinking. If you have stinky kids, we can relate. Bayli was starting to smell really funky. So this girl came back one day and she was reeking from her uniform and her PE attire. And I think that was the first time that I realized that my little girl is not little anymore. She's growing up and just... she smelled like onions, and it was bad, guys. So naturally, her being smelly, the first thing I did was I was like, oh hey, I think you need to start using deodorant. So I have two types of deodorants in my toilet. I have the Rexona aerosol kind, and then I have the roll-on as well in my toilet. Tried it on Bayli. I didn't even think about the things that were in it at that point. I just decided, okay, let's just try it on her. And I sprayed it on her, and I was choking and she was choking, and I always thought it was just normal. It was normal to just spray your pits and then go Day 1, day 2, it was like okay-ish, and this went by. She was telling me that her armpits were getting itchy. Until one day she just scratched so much and she just said, "Mommy, my armpit is so itchy." And then I told her, okay, let me take a look at it. So she put her armpits up, and oh my god, it was red, it was inflamed, it was dry. And I was like, oh my god, what have I done? And she was like, just help me please. And she was just scratching and it was just so red. So I immediately took her to the shower and I used my like little gentle exfoliating thing, and I was just exfoliating all the spray off her armpit to make sure that everything is just gone from her armpits. And then after that, I put tons of aloe vera on her armpit just to like calm it and cool it down. Then I started using roll-on deodorants for her. Even then, when I looked at the ingredients behind, I was like, oh no, I don't recognize so many of it. And what happened after that was that her uniform started getting starchy. Is that the word? I don't even know. Leaving like this yellowy stain. I couldn't get it out. It didn't even feel like fabric anymore. It felt like, you know what I mean. It was just so stiff. That particular area was so stiff and it was so yellow. And it was just embarrassing. Oh my god, so now this is not working. Like the roll-on deodorants aren't working. What did I do? me being the researcher that I am, I went into Shopee and then I tried finding, again, the same word, natural deodorant. Really understand the ingredients that went into natural deodorant because came across like those paste deodorants, like it was in like a little tub. I looked at the ingredients and it looked fine. It looked natural. This must be really, really good. Mind you, it was $40 for this little jar that could fit in my hands. I was like, anything for Bayli. I just want to find her some relief in her armpit and to relieve our nose because everyone was saying she was smelly. First applying it, I was like, okay, so it will eventually melt into your body's natural heat, and then after that it just got a bit like sandy-ish. Rubbed it in her armpit. She went to school, she came back. The first day she came back from school, I was like, oh my god, you don't smell. Next day she came back to school, same thing, oh my god, you don't smell. And then lo and behold, everything just started up again. Her uniform was getting crusty under her armpits, and I was like, no, this cannot be happening again after spending $40 on a deodorant that was this small. I started noticing that her armpits were getting darker, and I was like, what is going on? Why is my 8-year-old having pigmentation under her armpit? So that was like super confusing for me. I looked at the paste ingredients. I was like, I know all these things because they are basically like things that you can find in the kitchen. I started researching the individual ingredients that was in this natural deodorant, the paste. And then I found out, oh my gosh, my daughter is allergic to baking soda. Baking soda is used in a lot of them. But guys, a lot of people are allergic to baking soda in products. Do you know that? The reason that they use baking soda in natural deodorants is because, firstly, it is natural, and secondly, it's because it's supposed to help with the sweating and keeping your armpits dry, and yeah, it's supposed to help with all these things. But the thing is, it just wasn't working for Bayli, and she was super allergic to baking soda. So I knew I need to go into full research mode. I have to dive into this, put my heart and soul, and find out, what can I put on my 9-year-old's, 8-year-old's armpit? There's still a lot of research still being done till this day whether aluminum is linked to breast cancer, could link. Basically, in a lot of deodorants, antiperspirants as well, it contains triclosan. It's also in a lot of other things, guys, in a lot of beauty products. And that has been linked to hormone disruption. So I was like, what? You know, I just couldn't believe that these were things that I was spraying on my body, and that is not what I want for my daughter as well. So I was like, alright, so I'm going to look out for things that don't contain triclosan, doesn't contain aluminum, doesn't contain paraben. So our bodies are meant to sweat. And I think there's a whole misconception that if you stop sweating, you won't smell. That's false. Had no idea. Now I know that sweating is our body's natural way of like getting rid of toxins, and it's our natural way to cool our body's temperatures down, right? So what causes the armpit to stink? It's not your sweat, guys. It's the bacteria that is breeding in your armpit. We need to tackle the bacteria in the armpit region and not the sweat. The sweat is just the byproduct of your body telling you that you are hot and you are trying to cool down. Sweat doesn't stink. It is the bacteria that is sitting on your armpit that stinks. I was just not keen on spraying on Bayli and myself anymore, and I was determined to see what I can do and how I can help Bayli first. So these are my ingredient lists for Ohana Bay, in case you were wondering. I'm going to talk about our first ingredient, how we came up with witch hazel. So witch hazel was the very first thing that I started using on Bayli. Witch hazel is a natural estrogen and it's anti-inflammatory, meaning that it removes excess moisture from the skin and kills bacteria. It's a very, very popular deodorant alternative, and that's what I was researching on. It doesn't leave any residue on the skin. Plus, it gets rid of the odor because we are killing the bacteria that's in the armpit that causes the odor smell. So witch hazel is just the safer alternative. So our next ingredient is magnesium oil. Now, do you know that a huge population of us are magnesium deficient? Usually people who are deficient in magnesium will stink a lot more. Magnesium is non-toxic, free of any cancer-causing properties, and it does not alter your hormones, which is a plus. Magnesium is also really good to help improve your sleep. The only thing that I would want you to take note is that if you are magnesium deficient, upon spraying Ohana Bay, you will definitely notice that it will probably sting a little bit. That's your indication that you are magnesium deficient. I just want to put it out there first. So the first few times myself and Bayli sprayed Ohana Bay, we did get a bit of like a tingling sensation, and I went to check on it because I was like, whoa, what is happening? If you are magnesium deficient, you will definitely have like a slight tingling feeling. So we definitely recommend everyone, it's said here very clearly, try 2 sprays first under each armpit. See how you go, see if your body can tolerate the magnesium, and then work your way up to 3 sprays on each armpit, and then work your way up to 4 or 5 sprays. Yeah, so that's the best way to use this. There is a possibility that you will feel some tingling, but just take note, it is completely normal. And like I said, it's your body's way of saying that you are magnesium deficient. And of course, we have to have aloe vera, because aloe vera, as you know, is known for skin soothing and healing properties. And I've always loved aloe vera. I've always used it on my cuts, on my burns, on my sunburns, and it's just the best ingredient that I really wanted to put inside this natural deodorant. Aloe vera helps keep the skin hydrated and moisturized, so you don't have to worry about having dry, itchy armpits. So that's why I chose aloe vera inside our natural deodorant. Aloe vera also reduces inflammation and causes no irritation at all. It's gonna calm everything down, and it's great for those who have sensitive armpits. And then the next ingredient we have is our natural salt. So I did a lot of research about, you know, those crystal deodorants that you see and you're like, how is this crystal going to stop me from stinking? Well, it works, guys. A little block of crystal. You can also find it, actually now it's available in like Watson's. I believe I saw it there. You have to run the little salt stick under water, and then you just rub in your armpit, and then you're good to go. So that's what is inside our Ohana Bay as well. It's just we double boil the crystals, and that's what is inside Ohana Bay. So the reason I also chose the natural mineral salts is because it soothes the skin and it prevents bacteria in the armpits, because it's going to help with razor burns and shaving nips and cuts and things like that. So same thing also, because there is a natural mineral salt inside Ohana Bay, you might get a slight tingling sensation after a shave. Don't worry, stick with it, guys. You're gonna be fine, yes? You might feel a slight tingling as well. That's not gonna last, it's just gonna last for a tiny little bit and then it's gonna stop, yeah? That is actually the natural mineral salts as well, trying to heal the razor burns that you possibly got from that shaving. So don't be alarmed, it's actually helping you, it's not gonna hurt you any further. So, and lastly, we have our essential oil. It's really, really tropical and fruity and nice, and it's just super unisex. So that is how we came up with the ingredient list, but it wasn't like a success. It's not as easy as just putting ingredients together and then popping it in the bottle and yeah, it just worked. No, it wasn't. We had to play with a lot of the formulation. It was very, very tough. Bayli and my armpit went through a lot, because if there was a bit too much of one of the other ingredients, and it just, yeah, it was a nightmare, I must say. We basically put our armpits through a lot of trial and error, and I played with the formula a lot as well. After a whole year of just formulating Ohana Bay. I found the right balance of all the above and made it work, and I'm so happy. And I'm just so glad that it's finally ready to be shared to the entire world, and I am very proud of this baby that I made. I sprayed it on her in the morning. She didn't even complain about anything. Nothing was hurting, nothing was stinging. And then I put it on myself, and I was like, okay, let's see how it goes as the day progresses. And she came out of school and she smelled like nothing. She literally smelled like nothing. She didn't smell like onion. She smelled amazing from then on, and there was no stench on her, and the entire family immediately noticed that, hey, Bayli doesn't stink anymore. And I was like, yes, it doesn't stink anymore because of something that we've been working on. And yeah, so nobody actually knew that we were trying to come up with a formula for a deodorant. And I think that's when I was very, very confident, and I was like, okay, I think this is something we should launch on Bayli, because it just ties in with the entire brand. It is, you know, as natural as it gets. It's not going to harm the kids. It's great for the whole family, and yeah, so I'm very proud of our Ohana Bay. I'm really sorry if this is not something that is going to work for someone who has maybe a really, really severe sweating issue, but you're more than welcome to give it a go and try it for yourself, because I really do believe that the ingredients in here is going to help combat that and combat the sweat and the smell in your armpits. It's not going to stop you from perspiring. I want to be very, very 100% clear about this. This is a natural deodorant. It's going to deodorize your armpit naturally, but you will still have you will still be sweating. So the only awesome thing about Ohana Bay is that it's not going to completely stop your sweating, and it's not going to completely make you sweat as well. It's like a fine line. It's in between. It's just going to sit on your skin topically and it's going to let you sweat and also try to help keep excess moisture out of your armpit. So it's like an in-between, I would say, but I love it. It's the best. I think it's the best switch we've ever done, and I am so in love with my natural deodorant. As someone who has been using sprays since I was in secondary school, I am a convert. I don't use anything else, and I don't think you should too. For all my mummies out there or my daddies who are looking for deodorants for their teenagers, I got you. Get yourself an Ohana Bay. So I really do hope you guys make a switch and try natural alternatives, because I think this is going to change your lives. Give it some time to work, guys. Don't give up on natural deodorants. Give it some time. Give it about a week. Bear with the slight tingling, and you're gonna be fine. I assure you that this is gonna work. And I think the best part about everything is that it's safe, guys. It's safe. It's aluminum free, it's paraben free, it's triclosan free, it's baking soda free. There's nothing in here that's gonna cause you further damage at all. And like I said, just be very mindful that if you are magnesium deficient, you might feel a bit of tingling when you first apply Ohana Bay. That's completely normal. Don't be alarmed. It just means that you are magnesium deficient, right? Stick with it. And for those who shave your underarms, and if you think you got like a little cut from it or a razor burn, and when you spray Ohana Bay, you're like, you can feel a bit of like a stingy sensation. That's not because that there's chemicals in it. That's because of the natural mineral salts that are in here. But the job of the natural mineral salts is to help heal your razor burns, so it's not going to cause you further damage. It's actually trying to heal the cuts and the wounds that are under your arms. So just take note of these 2 points, which is very important. I don't want people to think that when you first receive Ohana Bay, it's just gonna feel like some magical water under your armpit. No, it's not. But I assure you that it is magical if you stick with it and follow through and just switch to natural deodorant. So just be very mindful, guys, of all the things that you put on your bodies, because our skin is the largest organ in the body. So be very mindful about anything that you are going to apply on your skin, because it gets absorbed into your skin and it goes into your bloodstream, it goes into your body. So I hope I covered everything. I'm very sorry if I left anything out. If you have any questions about Ohana Bay, please leave them down in the comments below, or you can DM me at the Bayli Co, and I will be so happy to answer any questions that you have for me with regards to Ohana Bay. So with that, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy our new launch. And of course, please check out the Instagram page, the Bayli Co, for all the other products that we have. We currently have Black Bay Hair Tonic, and then we have our Pink Bay Hydrating Hair Mist. So if you want to get them, just DM me, follow us, and subscribe to this channel for more contents like this. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! Believe in the bee, believe in the bee.